first speaker is the Reverend Mark Nakagawa from Centenary United Methodist Church.
Get the spelling right, Mark, M-A-R-K. Last name N as in Nancy, A-K-A-G-A-W-A. And as Jonathan said, I am the senior pastor here at Centenary United Methodist Church, which also is the church of my family upbringing, and the church in which I was raised as well. I want to speak very briefly on two dimensions regarding the issue of same-sex marriage. The first dimension is a spiritual dimension. The second dimension is the dimension of historical experience. As a Christian, I follow in the footsteps not only of those first biblical persons, Abraham and Sarah, but also of John Wesley, who founded a movement that later became known as the Methodist movement. And it was Wesley who preached the doctrine of prevenient grace. And simply put, Wesley said that God's grace, and grace is defined as a gift from God, that God's grace is open and available to all. In the Christian church, we regard the covenant of marriage also as a gift from God. And therefore, I view the covenant of marriage, that is a gift of grace open to all people, regardless of their identities, regardless of their station in life, regardless of their background, regardless of any other barrier that society tries to construct and thereby limit people from enjoying their full freedoms as people created in God's image. I also want to say a few words about the historical dimension regarding same-sex marriage, because I believe that same-sex marriage needs to be understood, or the attacks on same-sex marriage need to be put in a context that many of us can understand. As a Japanese American, I witnessed to historic, de facto, and de jure experiences of discrimination leveled against my community. Experiences that were codified in anti-miscegenation laws. Experiences that were codified by restrictive covenants practiced by the real estate agents, which prevented Japanese Americans from owning property in certain parts of this very city. Experiences which were ultimately defined by Executive Order 9066, which established the Japanese American internment camps during World War II. What all of these experiences have in common with the movement against same-sex marriage is that they attack and repress people not based on what they did, but simply because of who they were and who they are. Japanese Americans were not the enemy that bombed Pearl Harbor, yet we were put in internment camps because we looked like the enemy. Gay and lesbian people, as a group, as an identity, as a community that takes that identity, have not committed any wrong. They have not perpetrated any crime. And yet they continue to be singled out and oppressed simply because of who they are. I believe that this movement to limit marriage to heterosexual people denies gay and lesbians, as well as all people, their right to free expression that, again, they claim and they are rightfully allowed to have as people who, the scriptures tell us, are created in the image of God. Thank you.